Good evening and welcome to another edition of African Americans Ain't Africans, the talk think show that proves without a shadow of a doubt that the so-called African American didn't find his way to America in the trunk of a ship. I'm your host, the indigenous one. Music is something that we all use in our everyday lives. It's a part of us. There's certain entertainers, the way they act, the way they sound, the way they express themselves gives us hope that somebody's thinking along lines I'm thinking that someone sees what I see. That's what entertainers for. That's why we love them. And we love them all too. But tonight I wanted to share with you a woman that I was introduced to at a young age, and what her voice, what I'm finding out now after she's been gone for a couple of years now, that people really love this woman. And this is in honor of her because I really loved her too. But some things I've seen lately in social media and just in person has just, this woman hit a lot of people. And basically everybody is saying the same thing about her, is that it's something about her voice and something about the way she say it made you think that she was only talking to you. So most men, I don't know, it may not be like that now. When you have a singer or actress on TV, as you're going through life, there's women on TV that you like when you're a boy, 11, 12 years old, coming into young adulthood. The women are put in front of you to, you want to like. Like when I was young, uh, Pam Grier was put in front of me, but that wasn't my type. You know, this woman was my type because of the way she sang and what she said when she sang it. And it's something about Aretha Franklin that is very important to us. And I want to share that with you now. And this is very important. This is why we can't forget who we are and where we come from. Check this out. Check this out. Aretha Franklin, Aretha Franklin was known as the Queen of Soul. And I'm gonna let you guys have figured this one out for yourself. Aretha Franklin was known as the Queen of Soul. The word American means soul people. It's not an English term. It's a French term because remember, the French was traversing, when they discovered, they all told each other and ran over here. And they were saying this land, America, is soul. Why would they say that? Why would they name it that? Because they were running into people like Aretha Franklin. I would put Rican. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. Let me show you so you will see it. So I won't leave you out of anything. So we see am is soul. We're gonna do it again. Rican. And the Spanish, Rican. It means rich. Rico means rich. Rich soul, rich female, rich masculine. This is how they were describing you when they came across you. Just wanted to show you in the translation, French, Spanish, you do Portuguese, when you're doing the research, you have to do that. I'm just showing you one way. There's all kind of ways and all kind of things that you can find. But in the language you make, the terms and words fit your agenda. Don't use words that other people give you for their agenda. And that doesn't work for us. And we should know that by now. Aretha Franklin. Soul. She's a soul. She's an Indian from here somewhere. I haven't looked at her genealogy or anything like that, but I'm positive. She doesn't look like an African woman. Shouldn't we be able to look at our mamas and tell who they are? We get confused with other people. And so while we're off hangling and daggling with them, they're over here taking your children's inheritance, and you're the one handing it to them. Right? Isn't that what we do? So I want to take a minute. To talk about this sister Aretha Franklin, and what she was, and what she actually was. A lot of us think that these people are just singers or they're just entertainers or whatever. They're way more than that. Bobby Hemmett once said that we use these entertainers. They're like superheroes to us. So if you ever hear the interview of somebody like Marvin Gaye, if you ever hear the interview of Marvin Gaye's first wife, she'll tell you she really loved and understood this dude. There's people who are like that. And we have to pay attention to what these people are saying, because a lot of them see things and hear things and are trying to tell us things through their music. And I think that's what most true music aficionados do. What are these people saying? Sam Cooke was saying stuff. Michael Jackson was saying stuff. Prince was saying stuff, giving big messages. That's why they're not allowed to control their music. One of the reasons. Because number one, it makes a lot of money, because everything the Americans touch turns to gold. And we're not even, it wasn't a problem until these people came over here and started to pimp you of your resources. And the most valuable resource you have is your mind, you. So when people get real stupid, you gotta call them out. Check this out. Now check out this brother right here. No one special. She not our friend. She had the opportunity to tell us, yet she just sung a bunch of damn songs. Okay. So the question then becomes, okay, how are you doing it? We'll wait for the answer. How are you doing it? She didn't use her position to help us. Check out this is where we are today. Check out what this cat is writing. We don't need no more damn songs. Well, what did you put forward that we need, sir? She didn't use her position to help us. Are you using your position to help us? And this is why this sister was cold. So when I first heard about her, I was a kid. And one of the things that she sang about, which they don't sing about anymore, and that's why you get a lot of the stuff you get now. She sang songs that it wasn't no disrespect to it. It wasn't no maliciousness to it. It wasn't like I'm gonna tie you up and rob you and take. It wasn't none of that bullshit. She had a song, what I first heard was a song called Do Right Woman, Do Right Man. Is that not telling anybody something? If you want to if you want to do right, if you want to do right man, you gotta, if you want to do right woman, you gotta have to be a do right man. I, I don't know how simple that is in giving somebody a message. And I'm sure at that time that changed a lot of brothers' minds from being assholes to being upstanding men. I am sure it hit a couple of people. You're no one special, so it's harder. See, this is what I mean. This is what I mean, brother. See, nobody's trying to dog you out like you dog. I'm talking about Aretha Franklin. But you come with this dumb arrogance. You don't know. You want to learn, but you got this little arrogant that won't let you learn, won't let you sit down and shut up. The youth, who do you think who she was talking to? Who you think was buying the songs? Your grandmama. So this is what, so like I said, she was doing the song, Do Right Woman, Do Right Man. I mean, those songs are telling us what? It's not telling us nothing wrong. You the soul people. Do right, be right. You're entering into a system where you're dealing with basically demons, people who will cut your kids up and take their body parts out and eat them. That's who we wanted to integrate with. This was a time when that whole integration thing was going in, when this sister came along, or when I heard. She was along before that, because my mother used to listen to her gospel albums. I never really was into that or never heard it. And so, this is something that she was doing at that time. Now, remember, at the time in the 60s, this is what's happening at the time. You weren't Negro anymore. You were becoming Black. Remember, the term Negro was fading out, and now the word Black is becoming more prominent. So she had a song which everybody knows, a song that's called Respect. Something else that she did, another cut. Respect. Have some respect for me. Now, what the biography says is Otis Redding wrote the song. And Otis Redding did do the song, and he did the song before Aretha Franklin. But Otis Redding's respect wasn't the same respect as Aretha Franklin. Aretha pimped it. And it became her signature song. But this is where all the confusion, and this is how we get confused, and we don't know when we talk when we should be listening. Respect became her signature song, and it was later hailed as a civil rights and feminist anthem. Now, the song, I mean, if you heard songs before Respect by Curtis Mayfield and just a whole slew of artists about the social order, then it was changing. It was changing. It's kind of like it's changing now. We talking about the civil rights movement, they old how we see it now. Well, that's what the people who were called black at the time, they was getting out of that old Negro thing. They was getting out of it. It was a change. See, it's a cycle, and this cycle is happening now. Same cycle, same cycle, same kids doing the same thing, don't know nothing, but go out there and just ruin it for 30, 40 years. Because that's what the civil rights movement did. That's what the feminist anthem did. And what Otis Redding was writing a song about is just give me some respect when I come home. That's why he wrote the song. They took Aretha's version and changed it into whatever they wanted to change it into. And so these are the things we have to notice throughout history, not only when it's been done. You can probably talk to Judge Joe Brown about this, because he was right there in the middle. He was a kid. He was definitely full of his faculties. He could probably tell you a lot of stuff that was going on then. But this song became that. And the song is just respect me. But you say she didn't do nothing for us. As a young man listening to her, she made me think that she was only talking to me. I think that's where the superhero part comes in that Bobby Hemmett talks about. We look at these artists, we look at these actors and actresses, singers, and we be like, wow. And they're entertainers. They were making money off Aretha Franklin, of course, but they was making money off her voice. How come she was never with Motown? She also had an album. Her debut album was called I Never Loved a Man the Way That I Love You. You don't hear sisters saying that today. Where have over the radio today, you have heard a sister come up with a song, I Never Loved a Man the Way I Love You? Do you think a woman telling a man that would make him want to do right or be right? Seriously? I never loved a man the way that I love you. You hear brothers talk like sisters. You hear sisters talk like that to brothers today. You hear the singers, the entertainers sing that. On that same album, she had a song called You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman. Huh? That's not saying nothing that we could use. That's not saying nothing. You make me feel like a natural woman. You think sisters want to be natural today? Some do. Some do. A lot do. And they bad too. You make me feel like a natural woman. She didn't do anything. She didn't tell us anything. She wasn't passing down little messages to the girls. She wasn't passing down little messages to the boy. Chain of Fools, another hit. Think. That's not telling us to do, you can dance to it, but what's she talking about thinking? Start thinking, start using your mind. Huh? And we say, they didn't say anything, they didn't do nothing for us. And then when we ask, well, what have you done for us? Crickets. This is where we are. So Aretha Franklin was really important because of just songs that I just named, what she was saying, what she was talking about. It was in a musical form. It was funky. Her voice was off the hook. And I just showed you what she was. She's not an African woman. She's not a Greek one. She's not from Greece. She's not a Hebrew Israelite. She's an American woman, the copper-colored people of America. That's what you see right there. That's what you see. That's it. That's every sister you walk. You no one's. Listen, you guys. This is what, and this is why I do things like this, because like this brother that's talking, we have to stop creating them like that. Because well, what's going on with us? You got an election coming up. Have we started our political party yet? Where's our political party? You could build a political party to smash these other two, and you know you could. Aretha Franklin, respect, and then at the end of her career, check this out. This is the cold part. This is what I'm saying. We get things all messed up. We get things just all because we don't know. We think we know. We don't know. And we mess it up. And we mess it up. And we mess it up. And we keep messing it up. And we don't learn from it. Those songs that I just named to you came out in the late 60s. Like I said, when they were changing from Negro to Black, these songs were helping revolutionize how people think and acted. You wouldn't want the people today acting like people did in the 50s. So they were changing. We were evolving. And her music helped in that evolution. So in the 70s, she came out with a cut called Young, Gifted, and Black. See, this is in the early 70s. The word Negro is not being used no more. Now you're Black. You would take the most famous singer in the world, because Aretha Franklin was bad. She was off the hook. She was one of Mahalia Jackson homegirls. And you know Mahalia Jackson, another one of those soul singers, American singers. This is how you know who your people are. This is how you know who you are. This is what they call you. 70s. She hit with a song called Until You Come Back to Me, written by Stevie Wonder. That's not telling us to be together. That's not saying I'll do anything to be with you. But they don't do anything for us. This is how our youth think today. Because what? We have taught them that. We don't have them go and look up, go study this sister for yourself and see what you come back with. We just say, oh, she was nothing, and we throw our inheritance away. That's how the Negro normally works. Right? You don't care about it. You don't care, throw it away. They're nothing. They meant nothing. The best of you, you think are nothing. So what do you think of yourself? What do you think of yourself? In the later 70s, she was in a movie, The Blues Brothers. If you ever get a chance to see that, you want to laugh, Check out the scene when they in church. It's a real Negro church. They just bug dancing all over the place, but it's funny. Check it out. She was in the Blues Brothers. Why? Because these people used all the blues and the soul singers that you had at that time. That real American sound, that sound that nobody else made. I know you want to call it I know you want to call it world music. I know you want to call it world music, but it's your music, your music. What you do with those instruments makes everybody want them. What you do with them. And here's telling young man telling us that she didn't do nothing. This is where we are. It's where we are. So in the 70s, she's still balling, and she's still giving complimentary stuff to us. Then in the 80s, she came out with an album, Who's Zooming Who. Now, at this point in her career, she's older. And like Mary J. Blige or who's somebody that came out in the 90s. It would be equal to that. Because remember, this sister started out in the 50s singing. And now it's the 70s and she's still blowing them up. And if you ever seen Aretha Franklin, it's a whole nother experience. Her voice, I'm serious, it's like something you can't explain it. And that's a natural resource that other people come over and steal from us and steal that. And that's been going on. We cool with it. We don't teach. We don't teach it. But one thing Aretha Franklin taught a lot of people. Aretha Franklin taught whenever you do a gig, get your money first before you go on stage. That's not teaching us nothing. That's not teaching us nothing. Aretha said get paid before you do the gig. But we don't think we think she didn't do nothing. That's an African American. So this is what I wanted to show tonight is Aretha Franklin. You can do this with Michael Jackson. I think I'll have a sister come on and explain to Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, his 4 grandparents are all Indians. They not African. They not Hebrew Israelites. They not Muslims. They're American Indians. They're what you are. They're just what this sister is. American. It's the definition of America. The copper-colored people, any of you, put a penny up to your arm, and if it doesn't look something like you, I'll give you $1. They're talking about you. American. They talk about her. You, your children, your grandmama. So when you hear America, that's not the Europeans. They're from whatever country they're from. Ask your grandfathers about her. Ask your uncles about her. Ask your uncles about some of the other people, that were entertaining. See, one of the things we have to understand when we say people sold us out, I don't understand how they sold us out. And I don't understand what a person means when they say they sold us out. Are they just talking that hoorah black stuff? Because do you sell us out? And see, we'll never get to that. We don't want to talk about that. And the answer is probably yes. So whatever somebody's done, So like Jesse Jackson, let's take Jesse Jackson, same era as Aretha Franklin. What did Jesse Jackson do for the improvement of the Negro race? What did he do to bring us forward? I mean, you can email me. It'll probably take you a while to think about it. So when other people, if you talk about this woman, if you're talking about Aretha Franklin and people say, what did Aretha Franklin do? What did Aretha Franklin do to make us? So what did Aretha Franklin do? She didn't say, she gave no kind words, no nothing. So check it out. So these are the young cats. She never told us the truth. Oh, this is him again. Told you the truth about what? Maybe she didn't know. Did your mother tell you the truth? Did your father tell you the truth? Do you tell the truth? See, the only problem I have as a species of people, the people who were created when this part of the world, America, the people who you call African American, they were the people who came with America. They're the people of this land. The people who you call African American, they were the people. They're the true Americans. Go look it up. 1868 dictionary, first dictionary published in America. They're talking about you. So with all the wars that went on, remember that, brothers, because remember, you are the, what are those brothers who went to the Midwest to kill out those brothers there? What are those brothers called? That we revel in them now? What do we do? Anytime you see an Indian with a gun, you don't never ask where the gun come from. 1828 dictionary. I'm sorry. 1828 dictionary. Go look up the term what American means. It's talking about you. So we can't take people. People can only do what they can do. And remember that, because you may be in that position one day too. People only know, and some people just do things for money. Buffalo Soldiers. I mean, you rebel the Buffalo Soldiers, and they went out to kill the brothers in the Midwest out. So to help with expansion into America, you worship them, right? Right? I mean, seriously, when you worship them, what do they do? Whenever you see pictures with Indians with guns, know they're going to kill other Indians. You only do with those weapons whoever tells you, sells you the weapons. You don't make no weapons, do you? And so somebody gives you a gun, that is to go kill another person that looks like you, period. Only a few brothers have turned it on them. So what a person does, I'm just saying, brother, whatever this sister may have done, she couldn't go to brothers and get what she wanted to do. You know why? Because the same brothers got to go to that same white boy to get what she want to get. And that's what I'm saying. We need to cut out the excuse making and start doing it. We're not educating our kids ourselves in 2020. We ain't even thinking about it. The whole school thing is shot. Why? Because it's done, it's finished. It doesn't teach anybody nothing. All it does is mess up. You see these people paying for their kids to go to school to be over your children, and they don't even get the education. and this is the stuff you vote for? This is the kind of economic system you vote to be in? Yeah. So look at what a person does and says. If you got brothers up here lying, to call them on it. Ask questions. If you don't get an answer that's simple and straight, direct to the point, then they're lying. Voiding it, voting. Oh, yeah, y'all got an election coming up in a couple of days, huh? Really? We still that you will still do a work in a process that's been finished at least 100 years ago. At least with the advent of TV, because I used to think, because I get into it with my mom sometimes, because my mom's a big, voter and all that. And so she asked, do I vote? And I'm like, no, never voted. And she's saying, like, what do I got to choose from? What do I have to choose from? Your schools are shot. The water pipes all through the country. The water pipes is not just Flint, in everywhere are shot. When are you going to fix those? You can't put no national something together to do that, to make sure people get decent water. They ain't even trying. You know you're not getting decent water. They trying to buy up all the lakes and rivers now if they don't already have them. Huh? How are we going to make sure our children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, so if we decide to come back this way, we have a way to get back here? What are we doing? What are we doing for ourselves? This is what we're leaving? Seriously. We're not at no time supposed to get together and say, you know what, this must stop. We don't do that. So the sister Aretha Franklin, all I wanted to share with you is the sister has some good words to say. I don't know her personally. I don't know her personal life. And mainly, it's none of my business. You know why? Because she doesn't know my personal life. That's what gets you when you get with people who talk about people like that. You don't even know her. You don't even know her. But you talk, and you have nothing intelligent to say. This is where we are today. This is what we teach our kids. So Aretha Franklin, and what I was saying today about Judge Joe Brown and Jaguar Wright, listen to what they say. It's like this young man is trying to, what they did. I don't know them. Everybody has their life they got to work through. Nobody can walk in your shoes, homie. Nobody can walk in your shoes, but you trying to walk in everybody else's because you can. Nobody tell you what to do. You grown. Yeah. So like I said, Aretha Franklin was giving out excellent messages in her music. And I just wanted to show her that she's a true American. She's what an American is. She's your mama. Don't your mama got a picture like that? Yeah. Don't your mama has a picture of her smiling and all that Indian is coming out that smile? Don't your mama have that picture? Everybody will shake their head, yeah. Everybody will shake their head, yeah. So I just wanted to give some props to this sister because she was dynamic in what she did. She had an awesome voice, and the things that she was saying in her music was some cool shit, was some positive stuff. What she was showing how other young ladies to be, the image that she was projecting to other women, to younger girls, to women, talking about respect and thinking all that, I thought was wonderful. So, if you ever get a chance to do some work on Aretha Franklin, they're coming out with a movie about her. I don't really like those because they just like they told the one on Ike and Tina Turner. Tina was beating the shit out of Ike. They twisted it. So do some homework on Aretha Franklin. Cole had a cold voice, and she did a lot of stuff for a lot of people. That's another thing, you know. So a lot of these people's in positions, they're in positions that we're not in, and we can't see what they do. We're always going to say something negative about us. It's always going to be somebody out there to say something negative about us, especially when we don't know. If you know, that's a different thing. But if you don't know, don't say nothing. Go learn some more. While you at it, go learn a little bit about Aretha Franklin. Hey, thank you guys for joining me tonight. Hey, we'll see you next time. Peace.